first grade artists. How are we doing today? I hope we're well and ready to get started on our art class with big smiles on our faces and creative hands. So last week we were working on Kandinsky and these analogous colors and his concentric circles. So we made beautiful art creations. And so this week we're going to be sticking with the theme of abstract art, and we're going to be working with the alphabet and a different way to kind of write the alphabet. So it's going to be super interesting, and I know that your creative brains are up for the challenge. So are we ready to get started? Because I know I am. Let's go! Let's get started on our project, first grade. So first, what we're going to need is to get all of our materials. So I have markers here that we're going to be using, crayons. If you have colored pencils and you want to use colored pencils, you can. Then we need a sheet of white paper. Computer paper works perfect if you have that at home, just a blank sheet of white paper and either a black marker or a Sharpie. This project is going to be abstract art, which means that it's going to take something ordinary and kind of make it extraordinary and exciting. We're going to be using the alphabet for this project. I have already written out the alphabet just in case if we were confused on how to make some of our letters, but we're going to be using uppercase letters or capital letters for this project. Let's get started. We're going to have our paper this way, but we're going to be turning it every 5 letters or so. So what we want to do is start somewhere in the paper. We're going to start with the letter A. So a nice big capital A. Then I'm going to make a B, and I can change the size of my letters if I want. So now I have a B, then a C, a D, an E, an F. This one I want to make attached to my A. And now it's the fun part. I'm going to flip it. And now I'm going to start drawing my letters again. And just like my F, I can connect some of my letters. So I'm on F. I can make a G, and maybe I want to make it down here. And then an H up here. An I. A J. And a K. So as I'm drawing my letters, you can see they're pretty big. They take up most of my paper. So now it's time for me to switch. We left off on K, L, M, N. I want to make my O very big. O, P, Q, R. So it's okay if my letters touch. See how when I'm making my R, the hump of my R touches the circle of my O, but that's okay. Now I'm going to switch one more time. S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. There we go. Now I have some funky looking alphabet letters. And now comes the fun part, which is coloring my letters. So we're going to be able to use markers and crayons to make interesting patterns. Where I see closed shapes, that means that there is a closed area. So all the lines are touching, and I have a little box that I can color, like this triangle in my A. I'm going to take a marker or a crayon and start to color it. And I can choose to either color it solid, so just one color, or make funky patterns and designs. I'm going to use purple first, and I think I want to make polka dots. So I like how that turned out. I'm going to take another color, this time I think green. And I see another closed area right here. See how it looks like a little square? I'm going to color that part in, and I just want to color the whole thing. So when I'm coloring my areas, I'm making sure I stay inside my lines as best I can. Now I'm going to pick a new color. This time I want to use a crayon. And I think I'm going to use a yellow crayon. And I'm going to color my Q because that has a circle and it's a closed area. So I'm going to do some zigzag patterns. And I think I'm going to take an orange crayon and color the background so my patterns really stand out. I know that one's a little hard to see. Let me zoom in so you guys can see the design. See, it's a zigzag pattern with an orange background. So I'm still looking for closed shapes. So do you see any more? Yeah, if you said this big circle, that's a closed shape. So I'm going to take a teal marker and I'm going to start to color. And then I think I want to switch colors. I'm going to use a lighter blue. And one more color. I think I'm going to use a darker blue. If I keep looking all over my paper, I see more closed shapes like this R, this D, the B's, a P right here. I also see some closed shapes in my M. So I'm going to color in those closed shapes and you're going to see it's going to be like a magic trick. I'm going to color super fast. You ready? So see, I colored in all of my closed shapes. Now I'm ready to add my extra patterns. So places where I think it would be interesting to place some color, I can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take some crayons, and even though this shape isn't closed, I still think it would look cool if there was a pattern coming out of it. I'm going to take a new crayon and I want to color this part of my C. I like that so much. I think I'm going to color the parts of my S with this violet red. I think we need a little more green in our project. I'm going to draw my own lines. This project really is what you make it. You want to create some balance in between where you're coloring and where you leave white. But you can add as much designs as you want. You need to include all of your clothes shapes first and then add all the extra patterns and designs. have 2 pieces of pizza here. I'm going to make another slice of pizza over here. I can also create lines that outline my shape. I'm just following all my edges. I want to make another line that follows that shape in pink. This little piece could probably use a little bit of color too. So I'm going to grab a purple and I'm going to just shade. The inside pieces of my X. Kind of looks like a kite. I really like the way that it turned out. I know all of these are going to look so different because you're going to put the letters in different spots, just like I did. So remember, when you're drawing your letters, turn your paper around and change the direction that you're drawing your letters. So you want to change it and change it and change it. First, start with your closed letters. So where you have a closed shape like this triangle or the square or maybe the circle for my Q or for my O, all of those closed shapes should be colored in first, and then you can add your extra patterns of lines or your extra coloring, or even if you can find a picture that you want to draw, or just outlining with different kinds of line work, or even adding some funky lines and marker. It's really up to you how creative you want to take these projects. I know that you first graders have such brilliant minds and creative ideas, so these projects are going to come to life. So first start with your alphabet letters, remember only uppercase, and turn those papers and make some beautiful creations. I hope that you have fun with this project. I can't wait to see all your beautiful work. Have a great day and happy creating, first grade.